Hi, my name's Selena. I am now starting to try to do voiceovers since so many people are telling me to start doing it. Hopefully I don't sound too awkward. This is Derby the Airedale. She's such a good girl. She's older, so she just has a hard time standing sometimes. I end up doing a breed trim, obviously more pet because I'm clipping her rather than hand stripping. I always try to bathe and dry brush out before I even put the clippers on them, unless it's absolutely necessary. If they're matted, I just find it makes a better haircut. So right here I'm getting her nice and clean, and then we'll be drying her, and then we'll move on to the prep. Also, I like to record the whole process start to finish. I know sometimes the bathing, drying can take a long time. I'm not sure if anyone wants to see anything less of something or more of something. If you could let me know, that'd be awesome. Okay, so now I do a fluff dry on her. Once I pretty much have her completely dry with the high velocity dryer, I'll take a hair dryer and fluff through all her hair with a brush, and then I comb through and make sure her coat's fully prepped and her coat is stretched as far as it can go. That way the haircut comes out nice. So now starting on the haircut, I take a 1-inch clip comb on a 30 blade, and I'm going to go over all her furnishings with it, which is her legs and her belly. I like to do that stuff first, that way when I clip her body I can blend better. And then on her body I'll be using a 5 blade, so it's nice and short. And then after that I kind of just go around scissor and make everything neat and nice, and then yeah. So this part here on the haircut, the tail is the same length as the body, but you can obviously see that she's very ticklish about her tail, so I had a little hard time shaving it while she was standing up, so I just gave in and let her sit while I did it. Now on to all the scissoring. As you can see, she's getting a bit tired, so she does sit a lot. I try to go as quick as I can for her and stand her up a bunch, but obviously she's a bit fidgety, but she still turns out so cute. So now that we're finishing the haircut, I hope you enjoyed my first voiceover. Hopefully it wasn't too cringe. If you could like and subscribe, that would be awesome since I'm a brand new channel. But here's her before. And here's her beautiful after. Such a good girl. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.